You know that feeling, don't you? That rush, that immediate need to just get something, to be instantly in the know, especially when you're navigating the fast-paced world of business.
Yeah, we've all been there.
Staring at a new report or, walking into a crucial meeting, wishing we had a shortcut to being truly well-informed. And when it comes to business English, it's not just about memorizing vocabulary lists or perfecting grammar.
Not at all.
True mastery, the kind that makes you truly effective, persuasive, confident, isn't just about the words themselves. It's about understanding how those absolutely critical conversations actually unfold.
Exactly how they work in practice.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're not just expanding your English vocabulary, we're unlocking the strategic power of business communication itself.
Which is really the key, isn't it?
We're going to dive deep into a series of rich, real-world dialogues. Think of these as more than just casual chats. They're meticulously crafted blueprints for effective decision-making.
Yeah, like looking over the shoulder of experienced professionals.
We'll show you exactly how successful business interactions are structured, from the very first spark of a product idea all the way to navigating the complexities of, say, crisis management.
Covering the whole spectrum.
We're pulling back the curtain on practical conversations that cover pretty much everything. We'll dissect how leaders orchestrate a new product vision, how they strategically transform IT infrastructure, meticulously optimize finances.
Build and nurture incredible teams.
Right. Smartly engage with the market, embrace sustainability as a competitive edge, and even prepare for the unforeseen.
All through conversation.
Our mission for this deep dive is to reveal the critical questions asked, the logical flow of ideas, and that collaborative spirit that genuinely makes businesses successful, all seen through the indispensable lens of effective English communication.
What's truly fascinating here, if you think about the why for you, the listener, is that examining these actual conversations is perhaps the quickest way to become genuinely well-informed across so many diverse business areas.
It's like getting a crash course.
Exactly. You'll certainly pick up practical vocabulary, yes, the phrases and terms you hear in boardrooms and strategy sessions. But maybe more importantly, you'll also learn the mechanics of business English. How to structure arguments persuasively.
Which is vital.
How to ask those incisive questions that cut straight to the core of an issue. And how to grasp the essential considerations across various business functions. The focus isn't just what they're saying, but how they're saying it. The specific language choices, the tone, the rhythm, and crucially, why those choices matter for achieving real-world business outcomes.
Right.
It's about understanding the strategic intent behind every single phrase.
So let's unpack this with our very first deep dive straight into the art of product launch planning. That initial conversation where an idea starts to take shape and the foundational work begins.
The kickoff.
Exactly. What I immediately noticed about this dialogue is how it sets a collaborative tone right from the very first exchange. It's not about directives. It's about shared understanding, highlighting how absolutely vital teamwork is, even before a project truly kicks off.
That's a really crucial observation. I mean, so many new projects can flounder if that initial spirit of collaboration isn't established right away.
They get stuck.
What this conversation does so well, right from the start, is zero in on those key project elements with a shared sense of purpose. For instance, the discussion immediately turns to timeline establishment. Someone suggests, let's aim for the third quarter.
Okay, a target.
It's a target, but it's immediately followed by a key interdependency. The crucial need to coordinate with the marketing team first. That shows an understanding that you can't just set a date in isolation. It's a classic move in business English, really.
Right.
Where you present a goal but immediately follow it with a necessary next step or dependency.
Right. Absolutely. It's about managing expectations and dependencies up front. It's smart. And then the dialogue pivots almost instantly to resource considerations, specifically budget constraints, and the very practical direct request for a detailed cost breakdown.
Straight to the point.
This isn't just about someone asking for numbers. It's about understanding the financial framework and the boundaries from the outset. It says, we're serious about this, and we need to understand the financial implications right away. This level of directness, coupled with a clear ask, is so common and, frankly, effective in business English.
Precisely. And from there, we see swift and clear task delegation. One person asked, can you handle the financial projections while I focus on the technical requirements?
Nice and clear.
It's a beautiful example of how to clearly divide labor and leverage individual strengths. It's not just, can you do X, but can you do X while I do Y? This frames it as a collaborative division of labor.
Yeah, makes sense.
And the response. An immediate firm commitment. Absolutely, I'll have the numbers ready by Friday. That's the language of accountability and reliability. In a business English context, that absolutely combined with a concrete deadline by Friday speaks volumes. It builds confidence.
You know, that kind of immediate commitment is often the secret sauce in project success, isn't it?
It really is.
But if we connect this to the bigger picture, this initial planning phase is also where proactive risk management becomes absolutely crucial. The dialogue highlights an excellent idea of considering potential risks and contingency plans.
They don't shy away from it.
No, they don't shy away from listing specific main concerns right out of the gate. Supply chain issues and market competition.
Exactly. These aren't just, theoretical risks. They are tangible threats that could significantly impact the project's success. Discussing them early demonstrates foresight, which is, well, a hallmark of strong business leadership. The source emphasizes that risk management is crucial for any project, and it's something you'll hear in pretty much every high-level business conversation. It's about identifying vulnerabilities before they spiral into full-blown crises.
Being proactive.
Furthermore, the conversation delves into proactive resource allocation to address these potential challenges. For example, they talk about obtaining additional market research data and considering hiring additional staff if the current team might be stretched too thin.
Yes.
This forward-thinking approach ensures the team is prepared for potential strain and can make data-driven decisions rather than, reacting frantically later. This shows excellent strategic planning expressed through direct and clear English.
So when we put it all together, what does this initial conversation teach us about mastering daily business English conversations? It means that clear communication and thorough planning aren't just good practices. They are the keys to unlocking project success.
Absolutely fundamental.
The dialogue strongly emphasizes establishing clear communication channels and the vital role of regular status updates and team meetings. This isn't merely about sharing information, it's about fostering an environment where potential issues can be flagged and addressed quickly, and where everyone remains informed and aligned.
And that positive reinforcement we heard at the end, I'm confident we can make this project successful if we continue working together this effectively, really underscores the collaborative spirit.
Yeah, it's encouraging.
It's a statement of confidence that also reinforces positive team behavior.
Yeah.
So for you, the learner, this conversation is a masterclass in initiating a project. It demonstrates precisely how to collaboratively set goals, how to proactively identify potential roadblocks using clear, concise language, and how to allocate responsibilities with firm commitments. All of this is done while maintaining a positive and productive dialogue, making it a powerful blueprint for starting any strategic initiative effectively.
And speaking of setting things up for success, our next dialogue tackles something every modern business faces. How do you overhaul your core technology without bringing everything to a screeching halt?
A huge challenge.
Here's where it gets really interesting as we transition to a conversation about modernizing IT infrastructure. This dialogue opens with a stark, urgent, and critical situation. Our current IT infrastructure is becoming a bottleneck, and the evidence is compelling. System downtime has increased 40% this quarter, and employee productivity is suffering.
Wow.
That's a blaring red flag, isn't it? An immediate call to action that demands strategic thinking and clear articulation.
It absolutely is. I mean, when you hear those kinds of numbers, 40% downtime, it immediately signals a need for a major intervention.
Something's got to change.
What's fascinating here is the strategic implementation approach they recommend to address this crisis. A phased implementation starting with the most critical systems. Now, for those unfamiliar, phased implementation means rolling out new systems incrementally, stage by stage, rather than all at once.
Okay, step by step.
This is crucial because, unlike a big bang approach that can halt all operations, phasing allows them to maintain current operations while upgrading incrementally, minimizing disruption. It's a pragmatic risk mitigation strategy, often seen in successful tech overhauls.
Makes sense, and it seems like cloud migration is a big part of that strategy here.
Precisely. The conversation directly addresses the recurring topic of cloud migration, highlighting its scalability and reliability advantages.
Meaning?
meaning the system can grow with the business and is less prone to crashes. Good things.
Yeah.
However, it immediately follows with the critical counterpoint: security concerns and compliance requirements. This shows a balanced, realistic perspective.
Right, you can't ignore that.
Data security is rightly stated as non-negotiable, and the proposed solution is robust and multi-layered. Multi-layered security protocols, encryption, and regular audits. This demonstrates a comprehensive understanding of the complexities involved, which is vital when discussing significant tech investments in a business context. You'll often hear phrases like non-negotiable or multi-layered when discussing security.
And it's not just about the tech itself, is it? It's profoundly about the people who use it and, well, the significant investment required.
Oh, absolutely.
The conversation rightly emphasizes the importance of customized training programs for staff, acknowledging their varied technical skills and comfort levels. You can't just drop sophisticated new technology on people and expect them to adapt instantly. Effective training, tailored to different user groups, is absolutely crucial for successful adoption and a good return on investment.
That's a key human capital aspect often overlooked in tech upgrades. Then there's the significant challenge of justifying the substantial implementation costs to the board.
The big ask.
Yeah. The proposed solution is to prepare a comprehensive business case showing productivity gains, cost savings, and competitive advantages. This highlights the essential business English skill of translating complex technical needs into tangible, measurable business value that resonates directly with financial decision makers.
You're speaking their language.
Exactly. You're not just asking for money, you're demonstrating an investment opportunity.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, effective vendor selection is absolutely crucial for such an undertaking, isn't it?
Oh, critical.
And the dialogue highlights key criteria: technical capability, financial stability, support quality, and references from similar organizations.
That's a solid checklist.
That's a comprehensive checklist to ensure the chosen partner is not just technically proficient, but also a reliable and experienced collaborator.
And change management is another huge hurdle in any major IT project.
Getting people on board.
Yeah. The conversation acknowledges this challenge and discusses strategies for minimizing resistance. Clear communication about benefits involving employees in the selection process and providing adequate support during transition. This proactive approach, communicated effectively, is key to smooth adoption and employee buy-in.
Makes sense.
Finally, to measure success, the metrics are clearly defined: system uptime, user productivity, cost savings, and employee satisfaction surveys. This ensures that the benefits of the upgrade can be quantitatively measured and reported back.
So for you, the learner, this conversation is an excellent example of how to articulate urgent technological needs within a business context, how to propose strategic solutions that address both technical and human elements, address critical concerns like data security and user adoption, and crucially, how to justify significant investments, all in a structured, persuasive manner that leads to action.
It's a masterclass in communicating complex IT projects using precise and impactful business English. It really is.
Okay, let's unpack this as we move to the rigor of a quarterly budget review. Imagine you're in that meeting, looking at the numbers, and suddenly two concerning trends jump out at you like flashing red lights.
Yeah, you see the spikes.
Specifically, travel expenses have increased by 30% this quarter, and the observation that office supplies seem excessive too. These aren't just abstract numbers, they're clear indicators of potential inefficiencies that demand immediate attention and a strategic conversation.
It really paints a picture, doesn't it? What's fascinating here is the immediate recognition of a core dilemma regarding travel expenses. There's a tension between implementing stricter approval processes for travel requests to save money,
The obvious fix.
and the very real risk of damaging client relationships if we limit face-to-face meetings too much. This isn't a black and white issue where you simply cut costs.
No, it's nuanced.
The suggested solution: analyze which meetings actually require travel versus those that could be virtual, highlights a nuanced analytical approach to balancing cost-cutting with maintaining vital business relationships. That phrase, analyze which meetings actually require travel, is key. It implies data-driven decision-making, not just a gut feeling.
That's a crucial distinction for effective decision-making. And similarly, for office supplies, the discussion quickly identifies the core problem. individual departments ordering independently, leading to a lack of coordination and missed opportunities.
Ordering chaos.
Yeah. The solution they propose points to centralized purchasing and leveraging bulk discounts, even providing specific numbers. Roughly 15% on office supplies and 20% on technology purchases.
Oh, tangible numbers.
Those are tangible savings, and giving those precise percentages in a budget review demonstrates a clear grasp of the financial impact. It shows you've done your homework.
And then there's marketing. The concern about marketing expenses isn't about cutting them entirely, which would be, well, short-sighted.
Right.
Instead, it stresses the need for better targeting and measurement, and a definite recommendation to reallocate funds from poor-performing campaigns to successful ones. This demonstrates a sophisticated, data-driven approach to marketing spend, where every dollar needs to work harder. You'll often hear reallocate funds in business discussions when resources need to be shifted for better ROI or return on investment.
So what does all this mean for effective business English communication, particularly in these financial discussions?
Oh, I think.
It means this kind of budget analysis reveals both problems and opportunities. It's not just about indiscriminately cutting costs, but about strategically optimizing spending to achieve better outcomes and strengthen the company's position.
Exactly, finding efficiencies.
The conversation emphasizes how careful financial management during uncertain times will strengthen our competitive position. Being smart with money.
Absolutely. This deep dive into budgeting shows you how to meticulously analyze financial data, how to identify areas for optimization using precise language, and how to propose solutions that carefully balance cost-cutting with maintaining business effectiveness and crucial client relationships.
Finding that balance.
It's about being proactive and data-driven in your financial decisions, which is an absolutely key skill in any business role, regardless of your department. Being able to articulate these financial nuances is paramount for leadership.
Here's where it gets really interesting. As we shift our focus from financial figures to human capital, specifically elevating performance reviews.
People stuff, always tricky.
The conversation immediately challenges the traditional, often rigid approach, with one speaker stating, "I want to try a more collaborative approach." This sets a truly progressive stage for discussion about talent management and fostering growth.
That phrase, more collaborative approach, immediately signals a shift in philosophy, doesn't it?
Yeah, it feels different.
What's fascinating here is the proposed approach, a truly holistic one that combines self-assessment, peer feedback, and manager evaluation to provide a more complete picture. This moves beyond a single point of view, offering a kind of 360-degree perspective.
Getting more input.
While acknowledging the potential concern, that sounds comprehensive but time-consuming, the solution offered efficient online forms that streamline the process, shows practical problem-solving. It's about gaining depth without sacrificing efficiency.
That balance between depth and efficiency is so crucial in modern HR. And crucially, the dialogue also addresses the sensitive handling of underperforming employees.
Oh yeah, that's tough.
It stresses sensitive handling and individual attention and private discussions, emphasizing the importance of improvement plans with specific goals and regular check-ins. This highlights an empathetic yet results-oriented approach to supporting struggling team members, using language that prioritizes dignity while still driving performance. It's about coaching up rather than just cutting out.
Exactly. This holistic approach also extends to effectively linking performance to rewards and growth. The discussion explores a nuanced way to tie performance ratings directly to compensation adjustments, while acknowledging the necessary considerations like budget constraints and market conditions.
Real-world factors.
It's not a rigid mechanical formula, but a balanced consideration of various internal and external factors. And on promotion opportunities, the conversation is very specific, identifying 3 senior roles opening up due to retirements, showing a proactive approach to talent pipeline management. This isn't just a vague hope for promotions, it's about identifying concrete pathways.
Furthermore, they discuss prioritizing training investments by focusing on skills that directly support our business objectives while considering individual career aspirations.
That alignment is key.
This ensures that development is strategic, benefiting both the individual's career path and the organization's overarching goals. It's about saying, we'll invest in your growth, and that growth will also help us grow as a company.
What's truly insightful here is the focus on cultivating a positive culture, particularly when it comes to retaining top talent. The strategy for team members who consistently exceed expectations is detailed. Special recognition and additional responsibilities to keep them engaged.
More than just money.
Exactly. This goes beyond just compensation to foster loyalty and continuous engagement. The conversation also emphasizes the vital aspect of focusing on growth opportunities rather than just criticism to maintain motivation and engagement. This is crucial for a healthy team dynamic and productive feedback.
It changes the tone.
It reinforces that, when done properly, performance evaluations become powerful tools for building stronger teams and achieving better results.
So for you, the learner, this conversation is a masterclass in modern HR, showing how to implement truly collaborative processes, manage sensitive employee issues with care and effectiveness, strategically align development with broader business goals, and foster a culture of continuous growth through thoughtful, clear communication.
It's a powerful blueprint for any leader looking to build a high-performing team. It really is. ###C. The strategic imperative of employee retention and development.
So what does all this mean for the bigger picture? As we transition from individual performance reviews, we step into the broader strategic imperative of employee retention and development.
Keeping your best people.
The alarming observation here is that talented employees are leaving for competitors. This isn't just an HR issue, is it? It's a direct threat to the company's competitive edge and future success.
No, it's absolutely not just an HR issue. It hits the bottom line. What's fascinating here is that the root cause identified for this talent exodus isn't salary or benefits alone.
Interesting.
It's the critical insight that career advancement visibility is limited here. People can't see clear paths for professional growth.
Yeah.
This is a huge aha moment for many organizations. People need to see a future.
Makes sense.
To counter this, the discussion details specific, impactful development programs suggested: leadership training, technical skill development, and mentorship programs designed to address different career aspirations effectively. This isn't a one-size-fits-all solution, but a tailored approach that speaks to individual ambition.
And crucially, the conversation also addresses the very practical aspect of budgeting for development, providing concrete industry benchmarks for allocation. 2 to 3% of payroll for development activities produces optimal results.
Gives you a target.
That's a powerful, actionable target for investment, giving a clear metric for resource allocation.
Yeah, exactly. And this then leads to a really strategic decision point. Should we focus on internal promotion or continue hiring external candidates for senior positions?
Build or buy talent.
Yeah. The dialogue meticulously weighs the benefits of internal promotion, which include motivating existing employees and reducing recruitment costs, against the value of external hiring, which can bring fresh perspectives and specialized skills. It's a nuanced discussion that highlights the importance of balancing different talent acquisition strategies for long-term organizational health.
It's not an either, but a careful consideration of both. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, nurturing future leaders is paramount.
Got to grow your own sometimes.
The conversation explores systematic methods to identify employees with leadership potential early, performance evaluations, peer nominations, and leadership assessment tools. This structured approach ensures that high-potential individuals are identified and supported before they look elsewhere.
It's about proactive talent scouting within your own ranks. They also suggest leveraging partnerships with universities or training organizations for executive education programs and professional associations, expanding the development options beyond internal capabilities.
Bringing in outside help.
And how do you measure the return on investment for this significant spending on development?
Crucial question.
They detail key performance indicators like retention rates, internal promotion percentages, and employee satisfaction surveys to gauge program effectiveness. This highlights the importance of accountability in development spending. You need to know if it's working.
And ultimately, this all ties back to core business value. The conversation emphasizes the dual benefit. Employee development is both a retention tool and a competitive advantage in our industry.
It's an investment, not just a cost.
It reinforces that investing in our people's growth creates a stronger organization and attracts top talent. For you, the listener, this discussion offers a comprehensive view of talent management. It emphasizes the strategic role of employee development not just for individual growth, but as a core business driver for retention and competitive advantage. It illustrates how to discuss sensitive topics like employee turnover with clarity and propose actionable solutions, which is absolutely vital for any leader today. Here's where it gets really interesting as we shift our focus to the external landscape, specifically strategic market analysis.
Looking outside the building.
The opening line immediately sets a tone of proactive thinking, not reactive. Industry reports suggest significant changes ahead, and that's quickly followed by the central critical question, are we positioned to capitalize on emerging opportunities? It's all about looking forward, not just reacting to the present.
That opening instantly puts you in a strategic mindset. What's fascinating here is the immediate deep dive into identifying threats and understanding competitor responses. The market developments causing concern are clearly detailed. Consolidation among competitors and changing customer preferences toward digital solutions.
These are not abstract concepts, but tangible shifts that reshape the industry landscape and your place within it. The discussion then moves to competitive intelligence. That's essentially gathering and analyzing information about your competitors to understand their strengths, weaknesses, and intentions, observing how they are responding by investing heavily in technology and forming strategic alliances.
Watching a competition.
This highlights the dynamic, aggressive nature of market competition. You can't stand still.
And it really shows how quickly the landscape can change. Furthermore, the conversation explores the potential of acquisitions to accelerate our market position and capabilities, but crucially emphasizes the need for cultural fit and integration capability.
Oh, that's huge.
That's a vital consideration often overlooked in the rush for growth, isn't it? It's not just about buying a company, it's about whether it truly integrates and adds value. Absolutely. A bad cultural fit can derail even the most promising acquisition. It happens all the time. The strategic analysis also thoroughly covers growth opportunities and economic impacts. For geographic expansion, Southeast Asia and Latin America are highlighted as regions showing strong growth potential, though with a very practical caveat. Regulatory requirements differ significantly.
So potential, but complex.
It's a reminder that potential must be weighed against complexity. Emerging market segments are also identified, with small businesses noted as underserved and representing substantial untapped revenue potential. This shows a keen eye for new revenue streams and market niches.
On the flip side, the conversation addresses how rising interest rates and inflation concerns are making customers more price-sensitive and cautious, demonstrating an acute awareness of broader economic headwinds that can influence consumer behavior and purchasing power.
You can hear the caution?
You can hear the caution in that phrasing, which is important for strategic adjustments.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, maintaining competitive advantages is paramount. The discussion details the key differentiators that need development: innovation speed, customer service excellence, and operational efficiency. These are the foundational pillars for sustained market position.
What sets you apart?
Pricing strategy is also covered, with selective price adjustments being considered to maintain value perception. This isn't just about cutting prices, but about strategic value. Crucially, they emphasize the importance of quarterly formal reviews with monthly monitoring of key indicators to stay current with trends.
Keeping your finger on the pulse.
This highlights a disciplined, ongoing approach to market intelligence. You can't just check once a year.
And the conversation doesn't shy away from future impacts, highlighting how artificial intelligence and automation are transforming how our industry operates and competes.
Big disruptors.
This deep dive into market analysis teaches the language of strategic foresight.
For you, the learner, it shows precisely how to identify trends, analyze competition, explore growth avenues, respond to economic pressures, and cultivate key differentiators, all vital for remaining competitive and articulating your strategic vision in business English.
Yeah.
It's about being proactive and perceptive.
Okay, let's unpack this as we shift to another critical area.
Yeah.
The green imperative. This is all about embracing sustainability, not just as an ethical choice, but as a genuine competitive edge.
It's becoming table stakes.
The conversation starts with a clear signal from the market itself. Market research indicates growing demand for environmentally friendly products, emphasizing that sustainability is becoming a competitive requirement. This isn't just a trend, it's a fundamental business imperative now.
That phrase, competitive requirement, changes everything, doesn't it?
It really does.
What's fascinating here is the immediate, pragmatic assessment of balancing profitability and impact. The initial question posed is whether adopting a green focus fits our core competencies, acknowledging substantial development costs and a lack of experience with eco-friendly manufacturing processes.
A realistic check.
This is a crucial self-assessment, looking internally before committing. To mitigate these challenges, the conversation explores the idea of partnering with companies that already have green technology expertise to accelerate our entry while reducing development risks.
Smart partnering.
This highlights strategic collaboration as a pathway to achieving sustainability goals faster and more efficiently.
So it's not about doing it all yourself if you don't have the expertise. Makes sense. And then the core tension is directly addressed. How do we balance sustainability goals with profitability requirements?
Big question.
The insightful answer provided is that many sustainable practices reduce costs over time. This reframes sustainability not as a pure cost center, but as a long-term investment that can lead to significant operational savings, which is a powerful business argument.
It truly is. And this leads to practical considerations around development, pricing, and compliance. The dialogue details a realistic 18-month development timeline plus 6 months for launch, and then immediately looks for ways to shorten the development cycle without compromising quality by modifying existing products.
Being agile.
This demonstrates agility and resourcefulness in product development, which is key for speed to market. On pricing strategy, they acknowledge that green products often cost more to manufacture, but recognize that consumers will pay premiums for sustainable products, even specifying up to a 20% premium.
So there's market acceptance.
This shows an understanding of market willingness to pay for values.
And importantly, they stress the importance of understanding regulatory requirements for environmental claims and patent protection for innovative green technologies.
Got to cover the legal basis.
This highlights the crucial legal and intellectual property considerations that go hand in hand with pioneering in a new, ethically driven market.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, stakeholder engagement and effective communication are absolutely paramount for any sustainability initiative to succeed. The conversation identifies customers, investors, and employees as groups who increasingly consider environmental responsibility, underscoring the broad impact and multifaceted interest in your company's green credentials.
Everyone's watching.
The value of third-party sustainability certifications for credibility is also highlighted, as well as engaging employees through voluntary programs, sustainability challenges, and recognition. This fosters an internal culture of sustainability, transforming it from a top-down mandate to a collective effort.
Getting buy-in from within. And finally, the dialogue addresses how to communicate our sustainability story. Transparent reporting, case studies, and third-party validation. This ensures authenticity and builds trust with all stakeholders.
For you, the learner, this segment illustrates how to discuss sustainability, not just as an ethical choice, but as a strategic business opportunity. It covers the language of market demand, R&D, pricing, compliance, and stakeholder engagement in the context of environmental stewardship, providing you with the vocabulary and framework to lead these important conversations.
So what does this all mean for fundamental business resilience? It signals an urgent need for action as we introduce the absolutely critical topic of comprehensive crisis management procedures.
Planning for the worst.
The source immediately points out that our current plans are outdated and incomplete. This isn't just a problem, it's a ticking clock for potential disaster if not addressed swiftly.
That phrase, outdated and incomplete, is chilling in a business context. You really don't want to hear that.
No.
What's fascinating here is the immediate, direct identification of the greatest threats they face. Supply chain disruptions, cyber attacks, and economic downturns. This isn't a vague fear, but a targeted assessment of specific vulnerabilities they could hit hard.
Knowing your risks.
The conversation then shrewdly differentiates response times, noting that cyber attacks require immediate response, while economic crises allow more time for strategic planning. This highlights the need for tailored, agile responses based on the nature of the crisis.
Different crises, different speeds.
Exactly. And crucially, communication protocols are also detailed. Clear chains of command, pre-written message templates, and multiple communication channels. This isn't just about saying something, it's about how and through whom and where that message gets out when time is of the essence.
Structure in chaos.
You need a clear voice and consistent messaging in a crisis, which is incredibly challenging.
Absolutely. That structure provides stability in chaos. And building a resilient response extends far beyond just identifying threats.
It's more than just a plan on paper.
The discussion explores the significant benefit of a dedicated crisis management team with specific roles and responsibilities as a far more effective alternative to ad hoc arrangements. This emphasizes structured preparedness and accountability, moving away from improvisation.
Yeah, knowing who does what. Furthermore, The conversation delves into practical measures to maintain business continuity during extended crisis periods, specifically mentioning remote work capabilities, backup suppliers, and alternative revenue streams.
Keeping the lights on.
These are tangible, actionable steps to keep the business running even in the face of significant disruption.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, preparedness also involves identifying and pre-contracting crucial external resources like legal advisors, public relations specialists, and cybersecurity experts.
Getting your experts lined up.
This proactive step ensures specialized support is readily available when you need it most without having to scramble to find it in the middle of a crisis.
Exactly. You don't want to be vetting a PR firm while a scandal is breaking. That's the last thing you need.
Right.
The conversation also details how to test our crisis management plans without disrupting normal operations through tabletop exercises and simulated scenarios.
Practicing the response.
This allows for identifying weaknesses and improving response capabilities in a controlled environment. The need for a comprehensive review of current policies and gap analysis for insurance is also discussed, along with how transparent communication and demonstrated competence maintain employee morale and customer confidence during a crisis.
Building trust even when things go wrong.
And finally, the value of learning from others is highlighted, emphasizing case studies from other companies to guide planning and avoid common pitfalls.
Learning from mistakes, hopefully other people's mistakes.
Hopefully, for you, the learner, this deep dive outlines the essential elements of crisis preparedness, from identifying threats to building robust communication strategies and ensuring business continuity. It demonstrates how to discuss critical, sensitive topics with clarity and foresight, emphasizing proactive measures over reactive ones. It's about speaking the language of readiness and resilience.
Okay, let's unpack this as we dive into elevating quality control. The conversation begins with an immediate concerning observation. Quality complaints have increased recently.
Not what you want to hear.
This isn't just a minor issue, it immediately flags a vital operational challenge that directly impacts customer satisfaction, brand reputation, and ultimately, profitability.
That sentence instantly signals a problem that demands immediate action. What's fascinating here is the precise identification of root causes and the strong emphasis on prevention. The dialogue pinpoints the issues. Inconsistent product specifications and packaging defects account for 70% of complaints.
Okay, very specific.
That's a powerful breakdown, transforming a broad quality problem into specific actionable areas. It further clarifies the dual sources of these problems. Both areas contribute to quality issues. We need better vendor oversight and improved internal processes.
So, looking both inward and outward.
This shows a comprehensive understanding that quality issues can originate both externally, suppliers, and internally manufacturing procedures.
And a key insight, one you'll hear in any discussion of operational excellence, is that prevention is more cost-effective than correction, achieved through better training and preventive maintenance.
The old adage.
It's the old adage. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure applied directly to the bottom line. It's about investing upfront to avoid costly rework or customer churn later.
Exactly. Investing early saves money in the long run. And this proactive approach extends to metrics, certifications, and consistency. The conversation details the specific quality metrics for monitoring progress. Defect rates, obviously, but also customer satisfaction scores. And, importantly, first-pass yield rates.
First-pass yield.
Now, for those unfamiliar, first-pass yield rate is the percentage of products that are produced correctly the first time without needing any rework or scrap. It's a powerful indicator of efficiency and quality at the source.
That's a great example of precise language making a concept clear. The discussion then moves to pursuing ISO certification to validate our quality systems and provide marketing advantages.
The stamp of approval.
For those who might not know, ISO certification, like ISO 901, is an internationally recognized standard for quality management systems. Achieving it doesn't just improve your internal processes, it publicly validates your commitment to quality, which is a powerful marketing tool.
Absolutely. And to ensure consistent quality across different production shifts and locations, the strategies include standardized procedures, regular audits, and cross-training.
They're making it the same everywhere.
These are practical measures to maintain high standards across diverse operational contexts, ensuring that a product made on the night shift in one factory is just as good as one made on the morning shift in another.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, customer feedback is invaluable. The conversation emphasizes why customer input is invaluable for identifying real-world quality issues that internal testing might miss.
Your customers are your ultimate quality control. They use it every day.
And technology solutions are briefly mentioned too, such as automated inspection systems and statistical process control software for efficiency. But the overarching principle, one that's a cornerstone of effective business operations, is stated clearly. Quality planning during design phases prevents delays later. Building quality in is faster than fixing problems.
That's the ultimate takeaway here. Build it right the first time.
Exactly.
Finally, the dialogue reinforces that quality excellence requires commitment from everyone in the organization, not just the quality department. When quality becomes part of company culture, it drives continuous improvement.
It's a mindset.
For you, the learner, this deep dive illustrates how to diagnose quality issues, implement preventive measures, leverage data and certifications, and foster a company-wide commitment to excellence. It provides practical, actionable language for discussing operational improvements and building a quality-first mindset.
Here's where it gets really interesting as we shift to enhancing customer service. The conversation starts with a clear, undeniable indicator of a problem needing immediate attention. Customer satisfaction scores dropped this quarter.
Ouch. That hurts.
This isn't just a number, it's a direct signal that the business needs to understand what's happening and fix it quickly because it impacts everything.
That's an alarm bell for any business.
Okay.
What's fascinating here is the precise diagnosis of issues and the immediate staffing solutions proposed. The analysis identifies three main issues: response time, product knowledge, and follow-up consistency.
Okay, clear problems.
This specific breakdown allows for targeted solutions rather than vague fixes. For response delays, the causes are pinpointed as understaffed during peak hours and our ticketing system needs updates. The proposed staffing solution is concrete and immediate: 2 full-time representatives plus 1 part-time person for backup during busy periods. This shows an immediate practical response to a pressing problem.
That's effective problem solving in action. And beyond just staffing, the conversation quickly delves into training and standardization.
It means more than just bodies.
Regarding product knowledge, there's concern that current training covers basic information, but our products have become more complex. The proposed solution isn't just more training, but targeted training, technical workshops, and regular updates on new features, ensuring customer service representatives have the in-depth, up-to-date knowledge they need to actually help customers.
And that's critical because outdated knowledge means frustrated customers and longer resolution times. Nobody likes that.
No.
To address follow-up consistency, which varies significantly between representatives, the solution is to create templates and checklists that ensure every customer receives appropriate follow-up. This standardizes the process, ensuring a consistent and high-quality customer experience, regardless of which representative they interact with. It's about building reliable systems.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, technology plays a crucial role. The suggestion of a new CRM system with better integration is made to provide representatives with complete customer history and preferences.
The CRM.
For those who might not know, CRM stands for Customer Relationship Management, and it's a system designed to manage and analyze customer interactions and data throughout the customer lifecycle. A better CRM means more personalized and efficient service because every representative knows the full history of interactions.
It's a game changer for service quality. It really is. The conversation also highlights the need for more detailed feedback forms because basic surveys, not comprehensive enough.
Getting deeper insights.
This emphasizes the value of rich, nuanced customer insights for continuous improvement, moving beyond simple satisfied or not ratings. The impact of all these measures is clear and directly articulated. Customer service quality directly affects our reputation and repeat business.
Huge impact.
It reinforces that investing in service excellence will pay dividends through increased customer loyalty and positive word-of-mouth marketing.
So what does this all mean for you, the learner? This segment offers a powerful blueprint for diagnosing customer service issues and implementing multifaceted solutions involving staffing, training, technology, and feedback systems.
A real toolkit.
It reinforces the business imperative of service excellence for reputation and loyalty, and it gives you the language to discuss these critical operational improvements with precision and conviction. Okay, let's unpack this with a sharp focus on client presentation preparation. Imagine the stakes. The client presentation is scheduled for next Thursday morning.
Pressure's on.
This immediately sets a tone of urgency, critical importance, and the need for meticulous planning. Every word, every slide, every speaker choice matters here.
It's high stakes indeed. What's fascinating here is the immediate emphasis on accuracy and impact. The conversation stresses the importance of verifying some data points with accounting to ensure accuracy before we present to such a high-profile client.
Got to get the numbers right.
Precision is paramount. You simply cannot afford to get numbers wrong for a key client. And there's a key aha moment, a foundational principle of effective communication. The insight that not everyone understands complex technical details.
Know your audience.
This leads to the crucial advice. Let's focus on benefits rather than features. Clients care more about outcomes than processes.
That's such a critical linguistic pivot for anyone in business. You're not just selling a product specifications, you're selling the solution it provides.
What's in it for them?
For instance, a client isn't buying 256 GABs of RAM, they're buying the benefit of seamless multitasking and faster project completion. This highlights how vital it is to tailor your language to your audience's needs and focus on their outcomes.
Exactly. You're selling a solution to their problem, not just a technical specification. And this strategic thinking extends to backup plans and team selection. The dialogue discusses revising the presentation to emphasize value proposition and return on investment calculations, aligning perfectly with that focus on client outcomes.
Showing the value.
For contingency planning, they prepare additional slides covering common concerns and strategically decide to bring our technical expert for support. That's foresight, anticipating questions and having the expertise on hand.
But the choice of which expert is nuanced, isn't it? The discussion weighs Sarah's deep product knowledge against John's better presentation skills, ultimately leading to the choice of John because his communication style matches our client's preferences.
Interesting choice.
This really highlights that presentation style and connection can be as important as raw substance for high-stakes interactions. Sometimes the messenger is as important as the message.
It's a pragmatic decision. You need that connection. If we connect this to the bigger picture, meticulous rehearsal and logistics are absolutely non-negotiable for success. The importance of a rehearsal session tomorrow afternoon to practice timing and coordination is stressed.
Practice, practice, practice.
This isn't just running through slides. It's about perfecting flow, handoffs, and pacing. And then there's the critical reminder to bring printed materials and backup equipment because technology failures can ruin even the best presentations.
Oh, yeah. Always have a backup.
This is a stark warning about real-world risks. The confirmation that professional folders with all necessary documents and contact information were prepared further underscores the level of detail required for a truly polished presentation.
Covering all the bases. So for you, the learner, this conversation is a masterclass in preparing for high-stakes client interactions. It underscores the importance of focusing on client benefits over technical jargon, meticulous preparation, strategic team selection, and anticipating potential challenges.
It provides a blueprint for how to use your business English skills to persuade and influence effectively.
Here's where it gets really interesting as we explore partnership opportunities. The conversation immediately indicates a strategic moment. Several companies have approached us about potential partnerships.
Opportunity knocks.
This isn't just about fielding offers. It's about discerning, are any of these opportunities worth pursuing seriously? This sets a tone of careful, strategic evaluation, recognizing that not all opportunities are equal.
That opening question, are any of these opportunities worth pursuing seriously, sets the analytical tone perfectly. What's fascinating here is the precise breakdown of different types of partnerships and their nuances. For technology sharing with Innovate Tech, the benefits are clear. Expertise complements are as well, but the risks are immediately highlighted. Exclusive access to our research data for 5 years.
Oof, that's a big ask.
And a crucial insight is added. Legal protection doesn't guarantee successful collaboration in practice. You can have a watertight contract, but if the collaboration itself doesn't work, it's moot.
That's such an important point that often gets missed. It's about the relationship, too.
Absolutely. For a distribution partnership with global reach, their impressive international networks are certainly attractive, but that's immediately weighed against significant margins that could impact our profitability.
The cost of entry.
This leads to exploring an alternative. Direct online sales with its substantial investment needs. It's about evaluating the trade-offs and considering all viable paths.
Weighing the options.
And finally, the joint venture with Megacore is identified as the most comprehensive, offering the greatest potential rewards but also the highest risks, due to sharing control over major decisions and significant changes to company culture.
High risk, high reward.
This detailed comparison provides a nuanced understanding of each partnership model, articulated with precise business terms like exclusive access, significant margins, and sharing control.
This level of strategic evaluation truly demands thorough due diligence and a clear understanding of timelines.
Can't skip the homework.
The conversation emphasizes the non-negotiable need for financial audits, cultural assessments, and detailed legal reviews for each potential partner. This highlights that partnerships are not just about business alignment, but also deep financial and cultural compatibility.
Crucially, they note the urgency from Innovate Tech within 30 days versus the flexibility of others, illustrating the varied pressures that can influence strategic decisions in real-world negotiations.
Different time pressures.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, knowing when to seek external expertise is vital. The suggestion to engage consultants to help evaluate these partnership opportunities objectively is made, as external advisors can provide valuable perspective, especially for the more complex arrangements.
Getting an outside view.
This acknowledges the complexity and inherent risks involved. Ultimately, the conversation reinforces that partnership decisions will shape our company's future significantly. We need to choose wisely.
Big decisions.
For you, the learner, this offers a comprehensive framework for evaluating strategic partnerships, breaking down different models, assessing risks and rewards, understanding the critical role of due diligence, and recognizing when to seek external expert advice. It highlights the language of strategic collaboration and risk assessment, giving you the tools to navigate these complex discussions in your own business conversations.
So, what does this all mean for long-term survival and proactive growth? We conclude our deep dive with the forward-looking topic of the innovation imperative, fueling future growth.
Got to keep moving forward.
The conversation begins with a clear statement of need. We need fresh ideas to stay competitive. This immediately poses the challenge. How should we structure an innovation workshop? It's about intentionally creating an environment for breakthrough thinking.
That's a great setup. What's fascinating here is the strategic approach to fostering diverse thinking. The dialogue immediately emphasizes why cross-functional teams generate more creative solutions than departments working in isolation.
Breaking down silos.
Breaking down those internal silos is crucial. It then details an effective brainstorming technique. Starting with individual idea generation before group discussion prevents groupthink and encourages diverse perspectives. For those unfamiliar, groupthink is that tendency for groups to prioritize harmony and conformity over critical evaluation, often suppressing original ideas.
Right, everyone just agrees.
By starting individually, you ensure a wider range of truly novel ideas surface before group dynamics can influence them.
That's brilliant. It's about getting the raw ideas first, and the value of inviting industry experts and customers is also highlighted as they can bring outside perspectives that internal teams might miss, ensuring ideas are grounded in market reality and external trends.
Getting that outside in view.
They provide that critical bridge to what's actually needed and viable.
Exactly. Once ideas are generated, the focus shifts to evaluation, timeline, and momentum. The conversation discusses specific criteria for idea evaluation. Feasibility analysis, which asks, can we actually build this? Market potential assessment, asking, will people buy this? And resource requirements, asking, what will it cost us?
Practical checks.
This ensures that promising ideas are also practical and aligned with business realities. A realistic implementation timeline is then broken down into phases. Quick wins within 6 months, medium-term projects within 1 year, and long-term innovations within 2 years.
Phasing it out.
This provides a structured, actionable path for execution, managing expectations, and demonstrating progress.
And crucially, they address how to sustain momentum and prevent ideas from being forgotten, which happens all too often, right?
Oh yeah, the workshop breviary.
They highlight methods like regular follow-up meetings and assigned project champions. Having a project champion means someone is personally responsible for nurturing that idea, driving it forward, and ensuring it doesn't just sit on a shelf.
That dedicated ownership is essential. If we connect this to the bigger picture, building a true culture of innovation requires more than just one workshop. The advice is to adopt a portfolio approach with both incremental improvements or breakthrough innovations for steady progress while pursuing transformational opportunities.
Balancing the bets.
This balances short-term gains with long-term vision, ensuring continuous evolution. Essential resources are also detailed: dedicated time, budget allocation, and executive sponsorship.
The must-haves.
These are the non-negotiables for innovation success.
Yeah.
You can't just wish for innovation. You have to fund it and support it from the top.
And it really hammers home how to create a culture that encourages ongoing innovation, recognition programs, innovation challenges, and failure tolerance.
That last one.
That last one is huge. Allowing for failure tolerance shifts the mindset from fear of missteps to embracing experimentation and learning. It's okay to try things.
Absolutely. Finally, the critical role of customer feedback and co-creation opportunities is highlighted to ensure innovations address real market needs, along with academic partnerships for cutting-edge research.
Staying connected.
For you, the learner, this deep dive reveals the structured approach to fostering innovation, from facilitating creative workshops and evaluating ideas to setting realistic timelines and building a supportive culture. It shows the practical language of driving future growth and staying competitive.
So as we bring it all together, it's clear that these daily business conversations are far more than just, exchanges of words.
Much more.
They are, in essence, the strategic lifeblood of any organization. We've seen how precise language, thoughtful questioning, and collaborative problem-solving drive critical functions, from launching new products and optimizing budgets.
You fostering talent, navigating complex markets,
Building strategic partnerships, ensuring unwavering quality, delighting customers, and even igniting innovation and managing crises effectively.
It covers so much ground.
What's truly illuminating here, I think, is that improving your business English isn't just about expanding your vocabulary. It's fundamentally about understanding the underlying strategic intent behind every phrase.
Why? Behind the what?
It's about learning to ask the right questions that uncover opportunities or risks, to articulate complex ideas clearly and persuasively, and to contribute effectively to those critical decisions that shape a company's future.
This raises an important question, doesn't it?
What business conversation are you facing next week? And how can applying these principles of structured thought and collaborative dialogue, using this precise and effective business English, make all the difference? Something to think about.
Go forth and make every professional interaction an opportunity for your own deep dive into truly effective communication. Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we unpack a stack of information and extract those critical nuggets of knowledge that truly make you well-informed. Today, we're taking a deep dive into something incredibly foundational, yet maybe often overlooked: the fascinating world of daily business conversations.
It's far more than just polite chit-chat, isn't it? I mean, these seemingly routine exchanges are, they're the very backbone of how decisions are made, how complex problems get solved, and, how overarching strategies are shaped. What's truly insightful here, I think, is that we're essentially getting a masterclass in navigating diverse business challenges, all through the lens of effective, purpose-driven dialogue. You'll hear how these interactions, which are really central to business English, are actually highly strategic. They offer invaluable insights into how successful teams communicate to, get things done.
That's precisely it. Think of this as your shortcut to truly understanding the pulse of a dynamic business environment. Everything from, say, the meticulous planning of a product launch right through to navigating a crisis. We've compiled a rich set of sources here outlining real-world scenarios that illuminate how teams tackle everything from tricky budget constraints to talent retention. So what's our mission today? Our goal is to uncover the underlying strategies, the key considerations, And the vital communication techniques at play in these everyday yet absolutely critical business dialogues. The very structure and language used in these examples provide a fantastic foundation for understanding and, maybe more importantly, improving your own business English in real-world contexts. So let's dig in. Strategic project execution. From launch to client readiness. Okay, we're kicking things off by stepping right into the heart of project planning, specifically a product launch, and then we'll move into the, well, often high-stakes environment of client presentations. It really highlights how meticulous planning, driven by clear communication, is just the cornerstone of any successful venture.
It's not just about having a plan, right? It's about the detailed, often iterative conversations that build that plan from the ground up.
And this raises a crucial question, doesn't it? How do these initial conversations lay such robust groundwork for success, especially when you're dealing with projects that have, a multitude of moving parts? It's about more than just setting tasks. It's about the proactive identification of potential roadblocks, the subtle art of securing early buy-in, and the precise language used to really align expectations. The way these discussions are structured, with clear questions, well-defined proposals, and unambiguous agreements, that provides a superb template for effective communication in any business setting, and particularly for those looking to master business English for practical application. Product launch planning. Orchestrating the rollout.
Right, so let's start by imagining a team discussing a new product launch. Our sources immediately jump into the foundational step, establishing a timeline. They might throw out a preliminary target, like, say, the third quarter, but what's truly key here is the immediate, almost instinctive push for interdepartmental coordination. The dialogue shows an immediate check, like, okay, we need to coordinate with the marketing team first. Have you spoken with them yet?
Exactly.
This isn't just a simple query. It's really a prompt for accountability. It's a critical element of effective business English dialogue that ensures no department operates in a silo. It's about signaling that this isn't, a unilateral decision, but a collective effort.
Precisely. And the real insight isn't just scheduling a meeting, but that immediate, explicit call for interdepartmental accountability. Our sources suggest that without that upfront question, have you spoken with them yet? These crucial coordinations often slip through the cracks, and that leads to costly last-minute scrambles. So the proactive response, planning to schedule a meeting with them next week, demonstrates how direct communication immediately transforms a potential communication gap into a clear, actionable next step. It's about laying out all the pieces of the puzzle and deciding who's responsible for what, all through concise, action-oriented language.
Okay, so from the timeline, the conversation swiftly pivots to budgeting and financial projections. It's acknowledged upfront that budget constraints will definitely impact our marketing strategy. This isn't just a general statement of concern. It leads directly to the incisive question, should we prepare a detailed cost breakdown? This phrasing signals a shift, doesn't it? From broad worry to actionable, granular planning. It sets the stage for specific financial discussions and sets the tone for a more data-driven approach.
And building on that, what's striking is the immediate, almost instinctive delegation that follows. It's not just identifying the problem, but instantly assigning who owns the solution. So one person is asked to handle the financial projections and, importantly, have the numbers ready by Friday, while another focuses on technical requirements. This clear, succinct assignment of roles and deadlines, often achieved through direct commands or questions like, can you get X done by Y, is just a cornerstone of efficient project management. It's a superb example of using very precise language to ensure everyone knows their part.
Yeah, absolutely. Without that clarity, tasks often just fall through the cracks, don't they?
They really do.
Okay, so the discussion then shrewdly moves into critical risk management and contingency planning, an aspect rightly described in the source as crucial for any project. The team identifies main concerns, things like supply chain issues and market competition. This demonstrates genuine foresight and a realistic understanding of external challenges, not just, hoping for the best. It's about confronting potential pitfalls head on.
And the response isn't just nodding along, it's a proactive suggestion that shows some real strategic thinking. Perhaps we need additional market research data. This immediately leads to an actionable step. Okay, I can reach out to our research team to get updated market analysis reports. This sequence, identifying a problem, proposing a solution, and then immediately taking ownership for an action, it's a fundamental, almost instinctive pattern in effective business problem-solving conversations. It shows maturity in communication, moving from problem to practical next step without delay.
Right. Then resource allocation comes next, revealing the practicalities of managing a team. The concern is raised that the current team might be stretched too thin. which leads to considering hiring additional staff if needed. This practical concern immediately elicits a commitment. Okay, I'll review our current workload and identify areas where we might need more support and resources.
Yeah, that's key.
It's about being responsive to internal capacity and ensuring the team isn't overworked to the point of burnout, which, let's face it, is a major driver of project delays.
And what's often overlooked, but so critical in these conversations, is the emphasis on clear communication channels throughout the entire project lifecycle. The suggestion of regular status updates and team meetings isn't just a formality. It's explicitly stated that these will help us stay on track and address issues quickly. This highlights the continuous, almost rhythmic nature of effective project communication. It's not a one-off event, but a consistent dialogue that keeps everyone aligned and allows for early detection of issues, preventing small problems from snowballing.
That continuous feedback loop.
Exactly. And it's vital for business English learners to understand. It's about building a language rhythm for ongoing project health.
So the section concludes on a positive and forward-looking note. It indicates good progress on the planning phase and the concrete action of scheduling a beneficial follow-up meeting with a clear agenda and calendar invites sent out. The key takeaway from this whole discussion is clearly articulated, serving as a powerful reinforcement. Clear communication and thorough planning are the keys to achieving our goals. It's a summary of the entire dialogue's practical wisdom, emphasizing that effective business English is about both what you say and how you structure the conversation to drive concrete outcomes. B. Client presentation preparation. Mastering the high-stakes meeting. Okay, now let's unpack this and move into another high-stakes scenario. Getting ready for a big client presentation. This isn't just about putting slides together, is it? It's about meticulous detail and strategic foresight, especially when you're facing a high-profile client. The pressure is immediate, with the presentation scheduled for next Thursday morning. The clock is definitely ticking, and every conversation needs to be precise.
What's absolutely paramount here is the immediate dive into financial accuracy. Even if the revenue projections look promising, there's an urgent need to verify those data points with accounting. The urgency is palpable in the dialogue. We can't afford any delays on this. This emphasizes the non-negotiable role of precision in financial communication, especially when dealing with external stakeholders who scrutinize every single number. It's really about building trust through impeccable data.
And the time sensitivity is really highlighted, isn't it? The speaker says something like, 2 more hours should be sufficient to ensure accuracy. It's a tight deadline, for sure, but the commitment to ensure accuracy before we present to such an important client is absolutely paramount. It signals that quality trumps speed when it comes to client-facing figures.
Definitely. Then the conversation brilliantly shifts to simplifying the technical specifications. The tech details are ready, but there's a vital recognition. Look, not everyone understands complex technical details. This raises a crucial question for anyone mastering business English. How do you translate highly technical, often jargon-filled information into digestible, compelling language for a client who, frankly, cares about their bottom line?
Right.
The answer proposed is to focus on benefits rather than features, because fundamentally clients care more about outcomes than processes. This is a crucial pivot in persuasive communication, moving from what it is to what it does for you. Think of it as transitioning from, say, an engineer's perspective to a client's perspective, using clear, benefit-oriented language.
Exactly. And this strategic shift means revising slides to emphasize the value proposition and return on investment calculations. It's about speaking the client's language, clearly demonstrating the tangible impact on their business, not just detailing the intricate features of your product or service. This is where your business English really shines, by linking what you offer directly to their success metrics.
Contingency planning also comes into play for this high-stakes meeting, showing some impressive foresight. The team proactively prepares additional slides covering common concerns for anticipated questions, and the decision is made to bring a technical expert for support. This proactive approach to potential challenges, often communicated with phrases like, okay, what if they ask about, or let's make sure we prepare for, is key to appearing confident and, well, fully prepared.
And there's a really interesting moment of strategic choice when they're deciding which expert to bring along. Sarah knows the product inside out, but John has better presentation skills. The choice falls on John because his communication style matches our client's preferences. This isn't just about technical knowledge, is it? It's about the delivery of that knowledge, a crucial aspect of business communication that often gets overlooked.
That's a great point.
It highlights that how you say it can be just as important as what you say, especially in a client-facing role. This is a subtle but powerful lesson for anyone honing their business English.
This decision leads directly into the importance of rehearsal and logistics. A rehearsal session is scheduled specifically to practice timing and coordination with a clear aim to keep the presentation itself under 40 minutes. This level of detailed preparation, from timing each section to coordinating speaker handoffs, ensures a smooth, polished, and professional delivery. It minimizes the chances of, fumbling or running over during the actual event.
And the logistical details are not forgotten either, showing a really comprehensive approach to readiness. Booking the conference room, inviting John, and the crucial reminder to bring printed materials and backup equipment just in case you run into technology failures.
Always have a backup.
Always. There's even mention of pre-prepared professional folders with all necessary documents and contact information. These seemingly small, maybe even mundane details contribute massively to a seamless presentation. They showcase a level of professionalism that inspires confidence in the client. Neglecting these details can often derail an otherwise strong pitch.
The outcome focus is unequivocally clear throughout this part of the dialogue. This excellent preparation and this level of detail is seen as a significant advantage in winning the contract, especially against fierce competition. It underscores that success in these high-stakes meetings is often a direct result of the thoroughness of your preparation and the clarity of your internal communication beforehand. The conversations here are basically a blueprint for how a team can coalesce around a critical goal and execute flawlessly through precise dialogue and planning. Financial acumen, navigating budgets and economic realities.
All right, let's transition from that project-specific planning to the broader financial health of the business. This isn't just about managing money in a vacuum, right? It's about strategic financial oversight and the critical, often challenging conversations that shape a company's economic future. It's really where data meets decision-making.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, these discussions reveal how companies dynamically adapt their financial approach. They're responding to changing internal demands and, importantly, external economic landscapes. It's fundamentally about optimizing spending without sacrificing strategic imperatives or, long-term growth. And the language used in these financial dialogues is incredibly precise. It requires clear, data-driven communication.
Definitely.
For those looking to master business English, these conversations are prime examples of how to discuss quantitative data, trends, and forecasts with confidence and clarity. A quarterly budget review, addressing immediate spending trends.
Okay, so our sources immediately highlight some concerning trends in a quarterly budget review. Specifically that travel expenses have increased by 30% this quarter. This is directly attributed to a recent change in remote work policies, leading to people traveling more for client meetings. This is a tangible cause and effect example of how operational shifts can directly impact the bottom line, sparking an immediate financial conversation.
This immediately raises an important and quite nuanced question. How do you balance the imperative of cost-cutting with maintaining these vital client relationships? The suggestion to implement stricter approval processes for travel requests is met with a swift caution about risking damaging client relationships if we limit face-to-face meetings too much. This shows a highly nuanced approach to financial decisions, right? Considering wider business implications beyond just the numbers. It's not just about cutting. It's about smart, strategic cutting.
Exactly. The dialogue shrewdly explores alternatives like video conferencing, acknowledging that, the technology has improved significantly. But it also recognizes the real-world preference. Look, many clients still prefer in-person meetings for important negotiations. So the proposed solution is to balance cost and effectiveness by analyzing which meetings actually require travel versus those that could be virtual. This demonstrates a practical, analytical approach to spending rather than just a blanket cut. It's about discerning value in every dollar spent.
And a clear, actionable step is then taken to review the last 6 months of travel expenses and categorize them by purpose and outcome. This is about gaining data-driven insights to make truly informed financial decisions, moving beyond assumptions to hard data. It's a classic example of using past performance to inform future strategy, a core tenet of effective financial management.
Right. Another area of concern quickly identified is office supplies, which seem excessive. The root cause is pinpointed pretty clearly. Departments ordering independently without coordination and therefore not taking advantage of bulk discounts. This points directly to internal inefficiencies impacting the budget, a classic money-leaking problem many organizations face. It's often the little things that add up significantly.
The solution proposed is centralized purchasing, with an estimated saving of roughly 15% on office supplies and maybe 20% on technology purchases through volume discounts. This conversation not only clearly quantifies the potential savings, making the business case for the change unmistakable, but it also sets a clear timeline. New procedures ready within 2 weeks, with staff training taking another week. This rapid implementation plan highlights agility in financial management, turning an identified problem into a measurable solution with a deadline. This is a critical skill in business English, framing problems with clear, quantifiable solutions.
Yeah, that clarity is key. Marketing expenses also raise flags, specifically whether they're generating adequate returns on investment. The insight here is that it's not all bad news. Some campaigns are performing excellently, while others are underperforming. This isn't a blanket condemnation, but a call for more precision and data in marketing spend, moving from just general spending to optimized allocation.
The need for better targeting and measurement is emphasized, leading to a decisive plan to reallocate funds from poor-performing campaigns to successful ones. The commitment to present specific recommendations with supporting data at next week's marketing meeting showcases a robust, data-driven approach to optimizing spending. It's about accountability in marketing, ensuring every dollar works as hard as possible.
The overarching insight from this budget analysis is that it reveals both problems and opportunities. The clear goal is to optimize spending without reducing effectiveness, proving that smart financial management isn't just about cutting, but about intelligent allocation. The expert in our source concludes that careful financial management during uncertain times will strengthen our competitive position. This is a fantastic summary of why these detailed financial conversations are so crucial. They're not just about cutting costs, they're about enhancing competitive advantage through disciplined resource management. B, next year's budget projections, preparing for economic challenges. Okay, now let's shift from those immediate quarterly reviews to the more strategic foresight required for next year's budget projections. This is where companies really prepare for the long haul, especially when facing challenging economic outlooks like revenue growth slowing while costs continue rising. It's about anticipating the future and building resilience.
What's truly fascinating here is the acknowledgement that while the economic environment is definitely more difficult, there are also opportunities to optimize our financial performance. This positive, proactive framing in the face of headwinds is key to resilient planning. It's about not just reacting to bad news, but actively seeking out areas for improvement and innovative solutions, which requires a specific kind of open, problem-solving dialogue.
Exactly. The discussion immediately pivots to cost reduction strategies that can be implemented without harming our competitive position. Specific, tangible examples are given, things like energy efficiency improvements, supply chain optimization, and process automation. These aren't just buzzwords. They represent concrete areas where costs can be managed through strategic investments and operational adjustments.
This raises an important question. Beyond cutting costs, where are the new revenue opportunities, especially in a tightening market? Our sources identify service contracts and maintenance agreements as offering potentially recurring revenue streams with higher profit margins. This illustrates a strategic shift towards more stable and predictable and profitable income sources, a critical move for sustained financial health. It's about diversifying revenue streams to better weather economic shifts.
Financial stability is a big theme here, with a strong recommendation to maintain cash reserves equivalent to 4 months of operating expenses. This is a clear, actionable benchmark for financial security, providing a crucial buffer. The assessment of current debt levels and borrowing capacity notes an acceptable debt-to-equity ratio, which, is a measure of how much a company's financing comes from debt versus its own assets, but prudently advises against additional borrowing unless absolutely necessary.
Yeah.
It's a very conservative, risk-averse stance in an uncertain climate.
Capital expenditure plans are also dynamically adjusted. While essential investments will continue, discretionary spending is wisely deferred. This disciplined approach to investment ensures resources are allocated to critical, growth-driving areas during uncertain times, rather than perhaps more frivolous projects. It's about making tough choices about where to put your money for maximum impact.
Currency fluctuations are another significant concern mentioned, with exchange rate volatility creating both risks and opportunities for international operations. The astute suggestion of hedging strategies, for example, using financial instruments like futures contracts to lock in a specific exchange rate for future transactions, shows a sophisticated approach to mitigating international financial exposure and protecting profit margins.
Contingency planning is also paramount, demonstrating comprehensive foresight. There's a call to prepare plans for the best case, worst case, and most likely scenarios. This multi-scenario approach ensures readiness for a range of economic outcomes, from boom to bust. The conversation also briefly touches on exploring tax planning opportunities for after-tax profitability, which is the profit left over after all taxes are paid. This demonstrates a holistic financial view aimed at maximizing shareholder value.
The frequency of review is also highlighted. Monthly reviews with quarterly formal adjustments. This continuous monitoring ensures that planning remains agile and current, adapting to real-time economic shifts. And critically, they identify key performance indicators, or KPIs, to monitor most closely. Cash flow, profit margins, and customer acquisition costs. These are the pulse points of financial health, providing clear metrics for success.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, this entire financial planning conversation underscores a key strategic principle. It requires flexibility and careful risk management. The goal is to navigate challenges successfully through scenario planning and regular monitoring. These dialogues demonstrate how to talk about complex financial data, risks, and opportunities in a clear, actionable way, making them invaluable for anyone looking to excel in business English financial discussions. 3. Human capital. Developing talent and driving performance.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting, and often quite personal too. We're now looking at the people side of the business, how companies evaluate performance, and, crucially, how they retain their top talent. It's about fostering growth, nurturing skills, and ensuring a robust, engaged workforce that feels valued.
This discussion highlights a significant shift, I think, from traditional, often rigid HR practices to more collaborative, employee-centric approaches. It emphasizes that investing in your people is not just a cost, but a profound strategic advantage for organizational development and individual success. Understanding these conversations is absolutely vital for anyone managing or being managed in a business environment, and it requires a delicate touch in your business English. A performance review season, cultivating growth and engagement.
Right, so our sources dive right into the annual performance review season, noting a desire to move away from traditional top-down reviews, which they acknowledge often miss important perspectives. The proposal is for a more collaborative approach, specifically a combination of self-assessment, peer feedback, and manager evaluation. This is about getting a fuller, more balanced, and ideally fairer picture of an employee's contribution.
What's often the immediate concern with such a comprehensive approach is how time-consuming it might be, right? But the solution proposed is quite practical. Efficient online forms designed so most evaluations can be completed within 30 minutes. This demonstrates an understanding of operational realities while striving for better outcomes. It shows a smart balance between thoroughness and efficiency. It's about streamlining the communication process to get valuable insights quickly.
Absolutely. Then, the sensitive handling of underperformance is addressed, which is a delicate but crucial conversation to have. For struggling employees, it emphasizes individual attention in private discussions with appropriate support, scheduling separate meetings. This human-centered approach ensures dignity and focuses on improvement and development rather than just criticism or punitive measures. It's about coaching, not just evaluating.
The conversation also touches on the delicate balance of compensation and promotion. Performance ratings are partially tied to compensation, recognizing outstanding performers, while also realistically considering budget constraints and market conditions. This nuanced approach balances rewarding high achievement with economic realities, which is a complex but necessary part of HR dialogue. It's about recognizing value without jeopardizing financial stability.
And when it comes to career paths, the source mentions a very practical scenario: 3 senior roles opening up due to retirements. The proactive step is immediately taken to match qualified candidates with these opportunities. This demonstrates foresight in succession planning, ensuring continuity and upward mobility within the company, which is, of course, a strong motivator for employees.
Professional development is prioritized by focusing on skills that directly support our business objectives while also considering individual career aspirations. This dual focus aligns personal growth with organizational needs, making development investments more strategic and impactful. And the identification of 5 employees who deserve special recognition and additional responsibilities is key to retaining top talent, showing a proactive approach to engagement and demonstrating that high performance is noticed and rewarded.
The core value communicated throughout this discussion is that performance evaluations are challenging but essential for organizational development and individual success. When done properly, they become powerful tools for building stronger teams and achieving better results. This highlights the strategic importance of these dialogues far beyond just a yearly HR exercise. They're about shaping the future of the workforce. B, employee retention and development, securing future success. Okay, let's unpack this further, diving into the critical area of employee retention and development. A clear alarm bell is sounded in the source material. Talented employees are leaving for competitors, and the core issue identified is limited career advancement visibility. If people don't see a clear path forward within your organization, they will inevitably look elsewhere. It's a very direct challenge.
This raises an important question that every organization faces. How do you make career paths not just visible, but truly appealing and accessible? Our sources immediately suggest improving retention through concrete development opportunities. Specific programs are identified. Things like leadership training, technical skill development, and mentorship programs. These aren't just generic offerings. They target different aspects of professional growth, addressing both soft skills and hard skills.
And there's a practical discussion about budget allocation for these initiatives. Industry benchmarks suggest that allocating around 2 to 3% of payroll for development activities produces optimal results. This provides a clear, data-backed target for investment, moving the conversation from a general desire to a specific, measurable financial commitment.
What's fascinating here is the nuanced weighing of internal promotion versus external hiring. Internal promotion motivates employees and reduces recruitment costs, creating a sense of loyalty and opportunity. But on the other hand, external hiring brings fresh perspectives and specialized skills that might not exist internally. It's not really an either, is it? It's a strategic consideration.
Right.
A key barrier often identified for internal leadership is a lack of management experience and formal leadership training, which directly necessitates structured development programs to bridge that gap.
Exactly. And identifying potential is absolutely crucial for internal promotion. The methods mentioned include performance evaluations, peer nominations, and leadership assessment tools. These provide structured, objective ways to spot and nurture future leaders within the company, ensuring a pipeline of talent.
The conversation also shrewdly explores external partnerships, such as collaborating with local universities for executive education and professional associations for specialized training. This expands the scope of development beyond internal capabilities, tapping into external expertise and resources for high-quality specialized programs.
Measuring the return on investment, or ROI, for these programs is also thoughtfully considered, using metrics like retention rates, internal promotion percentages, and employee satisfaction surveys. This demonstrates a commitment to accountability and effectiveness, ensuring that these significant investments are actually yielding tangible benefits for the company. It's about proving the value of HR initiatives in concrete terms.
And while, let's be realistic, some turnover is inevitable because employees will always move on for various reasons, the development programs still improve productivity and engagement while employees remain. This nuanced view accepts that not every investment will lead to lifelong employees, but still yields immediate benefits. Ensuring fairness through transparent nomination processes and diverse development options is also emphasized to maintain morale and trust.
Finally, the practical idea of retention agreements for expensive programs is raised. This helps protect the company's investment while still allowing for reasonable career flexibility for the employee. This entire section highlights that employee development is both a retention tool and a competitive advantage. Investing in people's growth simply creates a stronger organization and attracts top talent. These dialogues are all about building a resilient, skilled, and motivated workforce, which is ultimately a company's most valuable asset. 4. Market responsiveness, innovation, and strategic positioning. So what does all this mean for a business in a rapidly changing world? Beyond internal operations, businesses constantly have to adapt to external market forces. We're now looking at how they spot new opportunities, strategically position themselves, and cultivate a vital culture of innovation to stay competitive and relevant.
This delves into the strategic foresight necessary to not just react to market shifts, but to proactively shape a company's future. It's about balancing ambition with practicality, whether exploring entirely new product lines or fostering internal creativity. The language here demonstrates how to discuss market trends, risks, and opportunities with strategic depth. And it's really a masterclass in using business English to articulate vision and assess viability. A, market exploration and strategic shifts, green products and market analysis.
Okay, let's start with market exploration, specifically the growing demand for environmentally friendly products. The immediate response from our sources is to assess whether it fits our core competencies. This is a crucial first step in any new venture, aligning new opportunities with existing strengths, avoiding the temptation to chase every trend blindly.
What's fascinating here are the immediate, realistic concerns raised: substantial development costs and a lack of experience with eco-friendly manufacturing processes. This isn't just a list of problems, it's a prompt for strategic problem solving. This pragmatic assessment of challenges immediately leads to the discussion of strategic partnerships to accelerate entry while reducing development risks. It's a pragmatic approach to innovation, recognizing that you don't always have to go it alone, and that strategic alliances can be a faster, less risky path.
Yeah, that makes sense.
This highlights the importance of using business English to clearly articulate risks and propose collaborative solutions.
The timeline for a completely new green product is quite extensive. Something like 18 months for development and testing, plus another 6 months for marketing and distribution setup. But the conversation immediately looks for ways to shorten this cycle, perhaps by focusing on modifying existing products, like cleaning supplies or packaging materials, using biodegradable components. This shows agility and a practical, incremental approach to market entry, allowing for faster market feedback.
Pricing strategy is also a key discussion point. While green products often cost more to manufacture, initially anyway, the expectation is that economies of scale should bring costs down as production increases. Consumer willingness to pay is also critically considered. Research suggests up to a 20% premium is acceptable, but beyond that, adoption can significantly drop off. This is a clear example of how market research directly influences business strategy and pricing decisions. It's about finding that sweet spot where consumer willingness meets sustainable pricing.
Crucially, regulatory and legal considerations are not overlooked, which is vital for new product lines. Environmental claims must be accurate and verifiable, and there's a need to research certification requirements to ensure compliance and build trust. Patent protection is also considered for innovative technologies, emphasizing the legal scaffolding required around new product development to protect intellectual property. This demonstrates a comprehensive, risk-aware approach.
Okay, shifting to broader market analysis, the sources discuss positioning to capitalize on emerging opportunities amidst significant changes ahead. Key concerns include consolidation among competitors and changing customer preferences toward digital solutions. This holistic view identifies both competitive and consumer-driven shifts that demand strategic response, using language that captures these macro trends effectively.
The conversation then looks at how competitors are responding, investing heavily in technology and forming strategic alliances. This directly informs the discussion about potential acquisitions, noting they could be valuable but need cultural fit and integration. This highlights the often overlooked soft side of mergers and acquisitions, that success isn't just about financial fit, but about how well cultures actually blend.
Geographic expansion is also considered, with Southeast Asia and Latin America showing strong growth potential, but astutely acknowledging that regulatory requirements differ significantly. This points to the complexities of global market entry, emphasizing that a one-size-fits-all approach just won't work. They also identify small businesses as an underserved market segment with substantial untapped revenue potential, highlighting an opportunity for niche market penetration.
Economic indicators like rising interest rates and inflation concerns are acknowledged for making customers more price-sensitive. This directly influences pricing strategy, with selective price adjustments needed to maintain value perception without sacrificing market share. It's a delicate balance of pricing power and market reality.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, the discussion identifies key competitive advantages to develop in a shifting market: innovation speed, customer service excellence, and operational efficiency. And for staying current, quarterly formal reviews with monthly monitoring of market trends are deemed essential. This continuous environmental scanning is what allows companies to anticipate rather than just react.
Disruptive technologies are also firmly on the radar. Artificial intelligence and automation are transforming how our industry operates. The overall strategic outcome is clear. Market analysis helps anticipate changes rather than just react, ensuring proactive market monitoring and strategic planning to stay ahead of competitors. These conversations are about building a strategic compass in a turbulent market. B, fostering innovation, turning ideas into action. Innovation Workshop. Now let's dive into fostering innovation, which is explicitly described as needing fresh ideas to stay competitive. The approach proposed is structuring an innovation workshop with cross-functional teams to generate more creative solutions. This recognizes that innovation isn't just a solo pursuit, it's really a team sport.
This raises an important question for any organization. How do you truly encourage creative thinking within a structured environment and avoid the pitfalls of, well, groupthink? Our sources suggest a brilliant technique: encouraging individual idea generation before group discussion to prevent groupthink and foster diverse perspectives. And inviting external participants like industry experts and even customers is emphasized for getting those valuable outside perspectives, bringing fresh eyes and challenging internal assumptions. This is a deliberate design of communication to maximize idea generation.
Right. Once ideas are generated, the next crucial step is evaluation. Ideas are to be assessed based on feasibility analysis, market potential assessment, and resource requirements.
Right.
This ensures that creativity is grounded in practical business considerations, preventing wild goose chases, and ensuring that only viable ideas move forward. It's about a blend of blue sky thinking and hard-nosed reality.
Timelines are also strategically established for implementation. Quick wins within 6 months, medium-term projects within 1 year, and long-term innovations within 2 years. This tiered approach provides clear goals and manages expectations for innovation projects, recognizing that not all great ideas can be implemented overnight. It's about taking a portfolio approach to innovation.
Maintaining momentum after the workshop is crucial. Ideas often just die on the vine if not actively nurtured, right? The solution proposed is regular follow-up meetings and assigned project champions. This ensures that ideas don't just sit on a shelf, but are actively pursued. The discussion also touches on balancing incremental improvements or breakthrough innovations with a portfolio approach, acknowledging that both are vital for sustained growth.
Critical resources are identified for innovation success, and this is where many initiatives falter. Dedicated time, budget allocation, and executive sponsorship. Without these, even the best ideas can just wither away. It's a clear statement that innovation isn't just about good intentions. It requires concrete organizational support and investment.
And for long-term success, creating a culture of ongoing innovation is absolutely essential. This isn't just about a one-off workshop. It's fostered through things like recognition programs, innovation challenges, and failure tolerance. This indicates a fundamental shift in mindset where experimentation and learning from mistakes are not just accepted, but actively encouraged as part of the innovation process.
What's truly fascinating here is the active role customers play in the innovation process through customer feedback and co-creation opportunities. This ensures innovations truly address market needs and aren't just internally generated concepts. And academic partnerships can provide access to cutting-edge research and talented students, further expanding the innovation ecosystem and bringing in fresh scientific perspectives.
The section concludes with a powerful statement. Innovation workshops are just the beginning. Execution and persistence determine ultimate success. The goal is systematic innovation management to transform creative ideas into competitive advantages. This truly shows how conversations about creativity translate into tangible business strategy, proving that innovation is a disciplined process, not just a spontaneous spark. Operational resilience, ensuring smooth functioning and preparedness. Okay, this section feels like the operational heartbeat of a business. It's about making sure the engines run smoothly, customers are happy, and the company is ready for anything from a surge in complaints to, say, a major cyber attack. It's where the rubber really meets the road, and the conversations here are about very practical, often urgent problem solving.
What's fascinating here is the intricate interconnectedness of these areas. Poor IT infrastructure can directly impact customer service, which in turn affects reputation and profitability. This raises a critical question. How do companies build robust systems that support continuous improvement and withstand unexpected shocks, all while maintaining clear, actionable communication? The dialogue patterns revealed methodical approach. Identify problems, propose solutions, and plan for seamless implementation. A, customer satisfaction and service excellence.
Okay, we start with a clear alarm bell. Customer satisfaction scores dropped this quarter. The immediate reaction is not panic, but a proactive commitment to understand what's happening and fix it quickly. Analyzing feedback pinpointed 3 main issues: response time, product knowledge, and follow-up consistency. His pinpointing of specific problems is the crucial first step in any effective problem-solving conversation. It's about moving from a general sense of unease to concrete, addressable issues.
Response time is quickly identified as perhaps the easiest to address. The causes are precisely pinpointed, being understaffed during peak hours, and a ticketing system that needs updating. The proposed solution is concrete and actionable, hiring 2 full-time representatives plus 1 part-time person for backup. This shows a direct, logical link between identifying a problem, diagnosing its root cause, and then allocating specific resources to solve it. This is problem-solving at its clearest, reflected in the straightforward language used.
Product knowledge problems are deemed more concerning, with current training only covering basic information, while the products themselves have become more complex. This highlights a potential disconnect between the complexity of the product and the preparedness of the staff. The solution suggested is equally concrete: technical workshops and regular updates on new features, designed to help staff answer questions more confidently. This emphasizes continuous learning in a dynamic product environment, ensuring the team is always equipped with the latest information.
Follow-up consistency, often a silent killer of customer trust, is noted to vary significantly. The clear solution proposed is creating templates and checklists. This highlights the importance of standardization in service delivery to ensure a consistent, professional customer experience, no matter who handles the interaction. It's about building reliable processes that don't rely solely on individual discretion.
Technology also plays a pivotal role in these solutions, with the suggestion of a new CRM system with better integration to provide a complete customer history and preferences. And improving feedback mechanisms by designing more detailed feedback forms is also noted. It's all about leveraging tools and data to systematically improve service, showing a forward-thinking approach to customer management.
The timeline for these improvements is practical and realistic. Staff hiring and training will take about 6 weeks, while technology upgrades might require 3 months. The direct impact is made unequivocally clear. Customer service quality directly affects our reputation and repeat business. The conversation concludes by emphasizing that investing in service excellence will pay dividends through increased customer loyalty. These dialogues highlight the direct, measurable link between operational improvements and tangible business outcomes, underscoring the value of every customer interaction. B. Quality control improvement. Upholding standards.
Moving on to quality control improvement, the immediate concern is that quality complaints have increased recently. This isn't just a lament, it immediately demands action to strengthen our quality control processes. It's a real call to arms for operational excellence.
I noticed that too. The sources are very specific in identifying weak points in the system, specifically that the inspection process needs restructuring and additional checkpoints. And the specific most frequent issues are inconsistent product specifications and packaging defects, accounting for a staggering 70% of complaints. This shows a robust, data-driven approach to pinpointing the core problems, rather than making vague assumptions. It's about getting right to the root cause.
The sources of these problems are potentially dual. They can stem from both manufacturing or in our supply chain. This leads to a dual solution: better vendor oversight and improved internal processes. It's about looking both inwards and outwards for solutions, recognizing that quality issues often have complex origins. It's about shared responsibility across the entire value chain.
This raises an important question for any business. How do you improve quality without significantly increasing costs or slowing down production? The answer given is a key principle. Prevention is more cost-effective than correction. This is achieved through proactive measures like better training and preventive maintenance, showing a proactive, long-term approach to quality management that actually saves money in the long run. It's about investing upfront to avoid costly fixes later down the line.
Metrics are absolutely vital for tracking progress and demonstrating improvement, including things like defect rates, customer satisfaction scores, and first-pass yield rates, which, for clarity, is essentially how often a product or service is correct right out of the gate without any need for rework. It's a direct measure of efficiency and quality, and considering ISO certification is proposed for validation and marketing advantages, adding that stamp of international credibility.
Ensuring consistency across shifts and locations, which can be a real challenge, is addressed through standardized procedures, regular audits, and cross-training. Customer input is also highlighted as invaluable for identifying real-world quality issues, underscoring that the customer perspective is crucial for effective quality control. This loop of feedback and continuous improvement is critical.
Technology also comes into play, with automated inspection systems and statistical process control software, enhancing capabilities and reducing human error. And the perennial balance between quality and speed is addressed directly by stating that quality planning during design phases prevents delays later. The powerful insight here is, building quality in is faster than fixing problems. This reframes quality not as a bottleneck, but actually as an enabler of speed.
The overarching principle here is that quality excellence requires commitment from everyone. When quality becomes part of company culture, it drives continuous improvement and customer satisfaction. This really emphasizes that it's not just one department's job, but a company-wide imperative, which is reinforced through these types of dialogues. It's about embedding a quality mindset throughout the entire organization, from the factory floor right up to the boardroom, CIT infrastructure, and crisis management. building a robust foundation.
Now let's talk about building a truly robust foundation for any modern business: IT infrastructure and crisis management. The urgency for an IT upgrade is palpable in our sources. Current IT infrastructure is becoming a bottleneck, with system downtime increased 40%. This isn't just an inconvenience, it directly impacts employee productivity, customer experience, and overall business operations.
What's fascinating here is the recommended approach to such a massive undertaking: phased implementation, starting with the most critical systems. This allows for modernization without completely disrupting ongoing operations, which is crucial for business continuity. Cloud migration is also discussed, highlighting its scalability and reliability advantages, but also the critical need to address security concerns and compliance requirements. This shows a balanced, pragmatic view of technological adoption.
Data security, of course, is stated as non-negotiable, with solutions like multi-layered security protocols, encryption, and regular audits being key. Employee training is also customized based on role requirements to ensure smooth adoption and effective use of new systems, recognizing that technology is only as good as the people using it.
Justifying the substantial investment is key, with a call for a comprehensive business case showing productivity gains, cost savings, and competitive advantages. The timeline is estimated at 12 to 18 months for full implementation, with backup systems maintained until migration is complete. This thorough planning ensures a safety net during the transition.
Vendor selection is also crucial, with clear criteria outlined: technical capability, financial stability, support quality, and references. And change management is handled with clear communication about benefits involving employees, ensuring buy-in, and minimizing resistance to new systems. This is about making employees feel part of the solution, not just subjects of change.
Success metrics are also clearly defined for this upgrade: system uptime, user productivity, cost savings, and employee satisfaction surveys. The overall goal is crystal clear. This upgrade is essential for our competitiveness and operational efficiency. It's a thorough plan for a significant technological shift, underscoring its strategic importance.
Okay, shifting gears slightly to crisis management procedures. The recent industry disruptions vividly highlight the need for comprehensive plans, as current ones are deemed outdated and incomplete. This isn't theoretical, it's a direct response to real-world threats.
This raises an important question. What specific threats are companies preparing for, and how do they tailor their responses? Our sources list supply chain disruptions, cyber attacks, and economic downturns. And the response speed differs critically. Cyber attacks require immediate response, while economic crises allow more time. This nuanced understanding of threat types dictates preparedness strategies and communication urgency.
Communication protocols are absolutely key during a crisis. Things like clear chains of command, pre-written message templates, and multiple communication channels. The establishment of a dedicated team with specific roles and responsibilities is favored over ad hoc arrangements, ensuring a coordinated and swift response. It's about eliminating confusion when minutes matter.
Business continuity is addressed with practical solutions: remote work capabilities, backup suppliers, and alternative revenue streams. External resources like legal advisors, public relations specialists, and cybersecurity experts should be identified and pre-contracted. This proactive planning ensures that specialized external support is readily available when the worst happens.
Testing plans are essential to validate preparedness, with tabletop exercises and simulated scenarios designed to identify weaknesses before a real crisis hits. Insurance coverage is also reviewed for gap analysis, ensuring that financial protection aligns with potential risks.
Maintaining morale is also crucial during a crisis, achieved through transparent communication and demonstrated competence from leadership. And learning from others' experiences, using case studies to reveal common mistakes and successful strategies, provides a valuable real-world learning loop. The overarching principle is clear. Crisis management is about preparation and practice, ensuring readiness for when crises actually occur. It's about building a muscle memory for response.
Strategic partnerships and sustainable growth.
All right, let's unpack this last major theme. We're diving into how businesses think about their long-term future, who they team up with, how they expand their capabilities, and how they address big-picture societal responsibilities like sustainability. These aren't just tactical decisions, these are conversations that fundamentally shape a company's identity and its place in the world.
This raises a truly important question. Beyond immediate operational concerns, how do companies strategically position themselves for enduring success in an evolving global landscape? It's about weighing opportunities against inherent risks and, crucially, integrating broader societal values into the core business model. The language used in these discussions is often forward-looking, involving careful evaluation, negotiation, and a long-term vision. A. Strategic partnerships. Expanding reach and capabilities.
Okay, so our sources indicate that several companies have approached us about potential partnerships, and 3 proposals show genuine promise. However, a critical caveat is immediately raised. Each requires different levels of commitment and integration. This immediately sets up a careful, multifaceted evaluation process, emphasizing that not all partnerships are created equal.
Let's look at the technology sharing partnership with Innovate Tech. While their expertise complements ours well, they apparently want exclusive access to our research data for 5 years. Now, that's a significant risk, right? And while the contract includes penalty clauses, it's acknowledged that legal protection doesn't guarantee successful collaboration in practice. This highlights the human element of partnerships beyond legal agreements. Success hinges on trust and shared vision, not just contracts. This is where business English is used to hash out the nuances of risk and reward.
Then there's the distribution partnership with Global Reach. Their impressive international networks are incredibly attractive, potentially opening up vast new markets, but they take significant margins. This leads to a consideration of alternative distribution channels like direct online sales, which, however, would require substantial investment in logistics. It's a classic cost-benefit analysis in action, weighing the trade-offs between leveraging an existing network and building your own.
The joint venture proposal from Megacore offers the greatest potential rewards, but also the highest risks, involving sharing control over major decisions. This immediately raises profound concerns about how a joint venture would affect existing operations and company culture, noting that significant changes would be inevitable, and there'd be a need to blend different management styles and operating procedures. This is a deep organizational challenge, requiring careful negotiation and clear business English to define roles and responsibilities.
Due diligence is absolutely paramount for all these proposals, emphasizing the meticulousness required. This includes things like financial audits, cultural assessments, and detailed legal reviews. And timelines matter greatly, with Innovate Tech wanting an answer within 30 days, while others are more flexible. The consideration of engaging consultants to help evaluate these complex arrangements objectively is also noted, providing unbiased expertise for difficult decisions.
The strategic outcome of these partnership discussions is clear. These decisions will shape our company's future significantly, requiring thorough analysis and careful consideration. It's about making informed choices that resonate with long-term strategic goals and are articulated clearly in business English, especially when outlining the potential benefits and pitfalls to stakeholders. B. Sustainability transformation, integrating environmental stewardship.
Finally, we turn to sustainability transformation, which is described not just as a trend, but as becoming a competitive requirement. This isn't just a buzzword, it's a fundamental shift requiring changes across operations, supply chain, and corporate culture. It's a holistic, company-wide imperative.
What's truly fascinating here is the prioritization of tangible impact areas: energy consumption, waste reduction, and transportation optimization. These are concrete areas for improvement, moving from abstract goals to measurable actions. And the delicate balance between sustainability and profitability is crucial. Many sustainable practices actually reduce costs over time, but initial investments require careful planning. This acknowledges the compelling business case for green initiatives, demonstrating that environmental responsibility can align with financial success.
Stakeholder engagement is key to successful sustainability initiatives, with customers, investors, and employees increasingly considering environmental responsibility in their choices. Pursuing third-party sustainability certifications is suggested for credibility and marketing, providing that external validation, and engaging employees through voluntary programs, sustainability challenges, and recognition fosters crucial internal buy-in and a collective commitment to the cause.
Measurement is also vital, transforming good intentions into demonstrable progress. This includes tracking carbon footprint calculations, waste metrics, and resource consumption data. Technology solutions like smart building systems, renewable energy, and waste management technology are also explored to accelerate transformation and optimize resource use, proving that technology is a key enabler of sustainability.
Communicating the sustainability story is critical, both internally and externally. This is achieved through transparent reporting, case studies, and third-party validation. And enhancing impact through supplier partnerships, industry collaborations, and community initiatives broadens the reach and magnifies the positive effect beyond the company's direct operations.
The implementation timeline is realistic and strategic. Basic improvements within 6 months, comprehensive transformation within 2 to 3 years. This acknowledges that true sustainability is a journey, not really a destination. The core value is powerfully emphasized. Sustainability is essential for long-term business success and societal responsibility, creating value for all stakeholders while protecting our planet's future. These detailed conversations highlight how to discuss complex environmental and social responsibilities in a strategic, actionable business context, crucial for the modern business leader.
And that wraps up our deep dive into the fascinating world of daily business conversations. From the intricate planning of a product launch to the critical discussions around sustainability and crisis management, we've seen how strategic thinking and exceptionally clear communication are absolutely essential. The detailed scenarios we've explored provide a living textbook almost for understanding effective business English in action, showing you how to articulate complex ideas and drive outcomes.
Indeed. What's truly illuminating here is that each of these conversations, though distinct in their focus, underscores a universal truth in business. Success isn't just about knowing the facts, right? It's about the ability to ask the right questions, anticipate challenges, and collaboratively chart a course forward. It's a dynamic interplay of analysis and action, all articulated through precise and purpose-driven dialogue. These exchanges are real-world examples of how specific vocabulary, phrasing, and communication structures are used to achieve concrete business outcomes, making them invaluable for anyone looking to truly master business English.
Absolutely. And, whether you're planning a critical meeting, tackling a challenging budget, or thinking about your company's next big strategic move, these insights aren't just theoretical. They're practical blueprints for navigating complexity, for leading effective discussions, and for truly making your voice heard. The next time you find yourself in a business conversation, maybe consider, how are you actively shaping the outcome and what strategic questions are you bringing to the table? Are you using the language and communication patterns that will drive the best results for you and your team, helping you not just participate, but really lead?